Have you ever met someone who changed the way you see the world? Someone you never would have guessed would make such an impact on you? I remember one winter evening as the city buzzed around me with people rushing to get home. It was cold, the kind of chill that bites through even the thickest jacket, and the streets were dim, with streetlights casting long shadows. I just stepped off a crowded bus, my mind racing with the usual thoughts. Work, deadlines, everything I still had to get done. And there, just off to the side, I noticed a man sitting on the sidewalk with a small cardboard sign. I almost walked past him. Like so many others, I was wrapped up in my own world. But something made me stop. Maybe it was the way he looked up and smiled when our eyes met. His face was lined with age, his beard rough, and he was bundled up in layers that had clearly seen better days. He didn't ask me for anything, just nodded and said, "Cold night, isn't it?" in the friendliest way, like we were two neighbors chatting over a fence. I found myself nodding back and smiling, and I felt something shift. Maybe it was curiosity, or maybe I just sensed there was more to this stranger. I took a step closer and we began talking. His name was Khalid, and he had a warmth about him, a gentle, open way of speaking that made me feel at ease. As he spoke, he shared little pieces of his life, how he had once worked in construction, how things had taken a turn for him when he lost his job and then his health, and how, despite it all, he tried to keep his spirits up. What struck me was his calm acceptance. He didn't speak with bitterness, didn't blame anyone or complain. Instead, he talked about the beauty he still saw around him, even in small things, the kindness of strangers, the way the city looked at sunrise, the warmth of a shared conversation. It made me realize how many moments I took for granted, always so focused on getting somewhere or achieving something, always so quick to look past the people around me. I offered him a warm drink from a nearby cafe and we sat there together, just two people sharing a moment on a cold night. For a while, the noise of the city faded, and I felt like I was listening to someone who saw life in a way I had forgotten to. He thanked me, but really, I felt like I was the one who had been given something. It was humbling to realize how much wisdom could come from someone society tends to overlook. When I walked away that night, my heart felt lighter. I didn't feel rushed or stressed. I felt a kind of peace, a deeper connection to the world around me. And I realized that sometimes the people we least expect have the most to teach us. That brief encounter, that unlikely friendship, reminded me to slow down, to look around, and to recognize the quiet strengths in others. So I ask you, when was the last time you took a moment to see someone, to really see them? Sometimes the smallest gestures, a simple hello, or a shared moment of kindness can bring unexpected light into our lives.